Welcome to ScaryTale, where shadows whisper, memories lie, and some doors are better left closed. Tonight's story takes us into a home filled with creaks, forgotten spaces, and one secret that should have stayed buried. This is the sleeper in the attic, and once you know it's there, it knows you too. We moved into the house last spring. It was old, one of those creaky Victorians with ivy curling up the sides and original wood floors that groaned with every step. My parents called it a fixer-upper with character. I called it too big, too quiet, and too far from town. Still, the first few weeks were fine. Dusty, but peaceful. Until we started hearing the noises. It always came from above us. Soft creaks, like someone shifting their weight, always late at night. My dad blamed it on old wood and expanding beams. That's what houses like this do, he'd say. They settle. But this felt different. These weren't random groans. They were steady, rhythmic, like breathing. A month after we moved in, I found it. The attic hatch. It wasn't in the hallway or the ceiling like you'd expect. It was in the back of my closet. A small wooden square, set into the ceiling with a brass pull ring. I hadn't noticed it before. I swear it wasn't there. But one day, I reached for a hoodie and the ring was just hanging there. I told my mom, but she said all old houses had strange storage spaces. Probably just insulation or old Christmas stuff up there. Still, that night, I stared up at it for hours. I couldn't sleep. Around 2 a.m., the creaking started again. Only this time, it wasn't above me. It was in the closet. The next morning, I convinced my dad to check it out. He pulled down the attic door, unfolded the narrow ladder, and climbed up with a flashlight. For a minute, he said nothing. Then, weird. What? I called up. There's a sleeping bag up here and some shoes. Looks like someone's been up here. I felt cold, not scared yet. Not really, but off. He came down carrying the shoes. They were old, worn through, dirt-stained, definitely not ours. We threw them away. My dad shut the hatch. But that night, the attic opened on its own. I woke up to the ladder unfolded. No one else heard it. My mom and dad said I probably dreamed it. I didn't argue. I couldn't explain it either. But I knew what I saw. A week later, we were unpacking old family photos. My mom found a dusty album in a storage box the previous owners had left behind. She opened it and smiled. "Looks like this house has been full of life for generations," she said. She handed it to me. At first, it was sweet. Photos from the 1950s, kids playing in the yard, birthday parties in our now empty living room. Then I saw it. One photo showed a family of 4, mom, dad, daughter, son, all smiling on the porch. But behind them, in the upstairs window, my bedroom window, was a figure. Tall, thin, wearing what looked like an old jacket and jeans. His face was smudged, almost blurred, but his body was perfectly in frame. I flipped to the next page. Another group photo, a barbecue. Same man, same spot, same blank face. He was in every photo. Sometimes in windows, sometimes behind a tree, always just far enough away to ignore, but always there. That night, the breathing got louder. I didn't just hear it from the closet. I felt it, like the air itself was moving in rhythm with something upstairs. Then the scratching started. Not loud, just slow and steady. Scrape, 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 from the attic above my bed. I turned on the lights. The scratching stopped. When I turned them off, it started again. I didn't sleep. I stared at the attic hatch until sunrise. I started researching the house. Buried deep in a forum about local history, I found something. In 1979, a man named Edward Shaw had owned the house, lived alone. Neighbors said he was quiet, strange, but mostly kept to himself. One winter, he disappeared. Police assumed he walked into the woods and got lost, but no trace was ever found. No one searched the attic. The next family moved in the following summer. A different family from the photo. I found their last name in the caption. I looked again. The attic hatch in my closet. It didn't exist in any of the pictures. Not until after 1979. Last night, I heard my name. Not whispered. Spoken. From inside the attic. I never left. I grabbed my phone, hit record, and aimed the flashlight at the hatch. Silence. Then the hatch creaked open. Slowly. And the ladder began to unfold. My phone shut off. The light died. And in the dark, I saw the outline of someone descending. One step at a time. Breathing heavy. I don't remember screaming. I only remember waking up in bed this morning. My parents didn't hear anything. The attic was closed. My phone was back on my nightstand. But the shoes? They were back in the closet. And this time, they were clean, like they'd been used. Thank you for listening to ScaryTale. Some houses hold on to memories. Others hold on to the ones who never left. If you ever find a hatch in your ceiling that wasn't there yesterday, don't open it. Because once he comes down, you don't go back up.